Welcome to Yelo Enterprises Limited. Located at the heart of England, our state-of-the-art production site sources and processes UK-grown rapeseed only to produce high-quality protein feeds and naturally healthy rapeseed oil. Here at Yelo, we believe that keeping the manufacturing processes simple helps preserve the natural goodness of the rapeseed, yielding nutritious food for human and animal consumption. This innovative, solvent-free process delivers optimised performance with minimal waste. Using 100% UK-grown rapeseed means we keep our food miles low, and with our facility powered with renewable energy, we have a very small carbon footprint. For every drop of oil we make, with every animal feed, we work hard in hand with our customers and partners to respond to the demands of modern farming and food production. And we also want to work hand in hand with you to make this site a safe place for all employees, customers, visitors and contractors. This induction is expected to last 30 minutes, and on completion you will be asked 10 simple questions to ensure you have understood the safety information you are about to be given. Your safety and the safety of other people on site is very important to us. This is why you are being asked to participate in this safety induction prior to entering the site. During your time on site, your help and support is needed to maintain the standards of health and safety, so we ask that you pay attention during this induction. Any questions you may still have on completion of this induction should be directed to Yelo management, please. Let us start with the site layout. At the moment, you are here. Yelo operations are within this area. We have an area adjacent to the cam grain elevator. Please note that this safety induction only relates to the Yelo operations area. Should you hear the fire alarm during this presentation, or at any time during your work or visit to the site, then you should make your way to one of two muster points. The primary one is by the flagpole west of the main weighbridges. The secondary one is at the top of the main access road. Muster point 2 should only be used if there is a large incident occurring and you are at risk by staying at muster point 1, or if you are directed by a member of the Yelo staff to make your way to muster point 2. The site has one pedestrian access exit gate as marked here. Car parking for visitors is here, and for contractors and employees it is here. The site is approximately 3 hectares in size and consists of 3 main processing buildings as follows: the crush, refinery and power plant. The other buildings on site are for the storage and loading of products. The vehicle access to site is made either across the weighbridges or through the security control barrier, and through the one-way road system, which is clearly signposted throughout the site. This roadway should be kept clear of vehicles at all times. Parking and offloading is not permitted unless prior approval has been obtained from Yelo management. Yelo operations are processing rapeseed supplied through the cam grain elevator. The products we make are animal feed and edible vegetable oil. In order for this processing to take place, various utilities, chemicals and operations need to take place, which could cause a hazard to people. This safety induction aims to make you aware of these hazards and the mitigating measures that are in place to protect you whilst you are on the site. Examples of existing hazards present today are heavy goods vehicles and mobile plant driving through the site, steam and condensate systems at temperatures which could cause an injury, various chemicals being pumped at pressure, including caustic soda, phosphoric and citric acids that are hazardous to health if you come in contact with them, inerting or explosive gases that are dangerous if not managed and handled properly, rotating and moving equipment that will injure if in contact with them. Combustible materials such as grain dust, vegetable oil and animal feed. In order to mitigate these hazards on site and keep you safe during your time on site, we have the following measures and requirements in place that we ask you to be aware of and follow strictly. Registering your presence on site. In case of an emergency, Yelo Enterprises needs to take account of all persons on site at the time of the emergency and quickly locate them and ensure they are safe. In order to do this, a record of your entry and your exit from the site is needed. This will be done in the following way. Visitors. Sign in and sign out with security. Receive and return visitor badges. Contractors. Sign in and sign out with the contractor register. Employees. Sign in and sign out with the staff attendance system. PPE. Personal protective equipment must be worn at any time you are on site. However, it is not required within the clearly marked walkway between the car park and the main office. The minimum PPE required when outside of this walkway and on the site is safety helmet, high-vis vest or jacket, safety glasses, safety boots, workwear suitable for the site. During your time on site, the following may also be required, dependent upon your work on site or the areas which you may need to access. These could be the following but are not limited to hearing protection, gloves, hairnet, full face visor, dust mask. Smoking rules. The whole site is a non-smoking area. Smoking is only permitted in the designated area as marked. Smokers are not permitted to carry cigarette lighters or other ignition sources into the processing or loading areas. E-cigarettes and the use of these fall under the same restrictions as normal cigarettes. Drugs and alcohol policy. The use of drugs or alcohol on the site is prohibited, and anybody found under the influence of such substances will be permanently dismissed from the site. Use of mobile telephones. Mobile telephones are not to be used in any processing, loading or workshop areas. They may only be used in designated walkways or in office areas whilst on site. It is recommended that mobile telephones are turned off when within the plant areas. Accidents and injuries. All accidents or injuries that occur whilst you're on site must be reported to Yelo management. Dependent upon the severity of the accident or injury, an instant investigation report may need to be completed. This is to ensure that Yelo Enterprises is aware of any hazards on site that are causing injury, remove the hazard and prevent recurrence of other injuries, and also to ensure that we are compliant with UK health and safety law. A number of first aid stations exist on the site, and many of the Yelo staff are trained first aiders. Whenever you see this sign, you will be able to get assistance and treatment. As a minimum, you will find first aid points and assistance at the following locations: Central Operations Control Room, Site Office Reception, Security Guard Point. Should a defibrillator be required, all of the first aiders on site are aware of the location of 2 of these units. Should a first aider not be located and the injury is extremely serious, then please call the emergency services on 999 and give the location as Yelo Enterprises, Atherstone on Stour Industrial Estate, CV 378BE. The nearest accident and emergency hospital is in Warwick, 20 minutes drive from the site. Near miss reporting. Should an incident or near miss occur which you feel could have resulted in an accident or injury, please help us by completing the Safety Improvement Card, which are located at various points around the site, or ask your Yelo employee to provide one for you. In the event of an emergency, Should you discover a fire or incident which could cause serious injury, loss of life, or loss to property, raise the alarm at one of the emergency break glass call points. If you are able to safely tackle the fire or incident without endangering yourself or other persons, then please do so, using the local fire extinguisher or other safety equipment available around the site. If at any time you believe that you are at danger, leave the area immediately and proceed to the emergency evacuation muster point. On hearing the alarm, should you hear the emergency evacuation alarm, immediately stop your activity. Make your work area safe. Proceed quickly, but do not run, by the most direct route to the emergency evacuation muster point. A roll call will be taken of people believed to be on site at this time to ensure all persons can be accounted for. Do not leave site or proceed back to the site until the senior Yelo person in charge has given clear instructions to do so. Food and feed safety. Yelo Enterprises produces products for the food and feed sectors, and as such seeks to keep the operations in a clean and hygienic condition. Your help in ensuring these standards are maintained is requested. Food zone PPE must be worn when requested by Yelo management. Personal hygiene when entering food zones is required by use of the hand wash stations, removal of jewellery, watches and other items as requested by Yelo personnel. Food and drink may not be consumed anywhere on the site except in designated canteen areas. The control of substances hazardous to health is a very important part of our site safety management. It is forbidden to bring any substance, liquid, powder or otherwise, to the site which has not been previously approved for use by the quality assurance management of the site. Any substances that are approved for use on the site must carry a material safety data sheet, MSDS, with them, and this is to be provided with the safe system of work (RAMS) associated with the works. Keeping the site and workshops clean, tidy and free from combustibles, unsafe or unhygienic waste is a requirement for all. Marked waste skips are provided at the site, and these should be used for the disposal of all rubbish and waste from your activities. The work areas must be kept clean at all times, and at the end of the work, the area must be returned back to the same standard as before you started. Prior to entering the site, if you have any medical conditions which could affect your safety on the site, this must be declared prior to entering the site. This can be done in confidence to a person in Yelo management. The Yelo operations are producing food products, and as such, any digestive, contagious or stomach-related illness from which you had suffered within the previous 72 hours should be reported in confidence to Yelo management prior to entering the site. Depending upon the nature of this illness, you may be prohibited from entering specific areas within the site. Close of induction. We would like to thank you for your attention during this safety induction. On successful completion of the short registration form and the questionnaire, you'll be given your safety licence for the site, which should be displayed at all times during your time on site. With your help and support and compliance with our health and safety policies and procedures, we can keep the Yelo operations a safe place to work and visit. Thank you.